Welcome everyone to a journey of culinary delights in the book Culinary Tales, a flavourful journey. Our first stop, labelled as Recipe B, takes us to the Mediterranean with a flavourful black olive and pepper soup. This soup is a beautiful blend of piquant black olives and aromatic spices, offering a symphony of flavours that will transport your senses straight to the sun-drenched shores of the Mediterranean. To prepare this soup, we'll need a few simple ingredients: black olives, an onion, a couple of garlic cloves, some olive oil, vegetable broth, dried thyme and oregano, freshly ground black pepper, a bay leaf, and a bit of salt. For the finishing touch, we'll garnish our soup with fresh parsley, adding a vibrant pop of colour and a burst of fresh flavour. With these ingredients in hand, you're all set to create a heartwarming bowl of Recipe B, black olive and pepper soup. With the ingredients ready, it's now time to embark on our cooking adventure. The aroma of the ingredients is already tantalising. Now we dive into the cooking process. To kick things off, heat 30 millilitres of olive oil in a large pot. This is where we'll sauté our finely chopped onion and minced garlic. As they soften in the warm oil, they release a symphony of scents, creating a base of flavour that's both sweet and savoury. Next, we add our star ingredient, 227 grams of chopped black olives. Their tangy, almost wine-like flavour will infuse the soup with a characteristic Mediterranean profile. Sauté these for an additional 2 to 3 minutes, allowing the olives to release their juices and mingle with the onions and garlic. Now it's time to pour in 946 millilitres of vegetable broth. The broth will deglaze the pot, lifting the caramelised bits at the bottom and incorporating them into the soup. To this rich concoction, add 5 millilitres each of dried thyme and oregano and freshly ground black pepper. Tuck in a bay leaf. Its subtle herbal fragrance will weave itself through the soup, tying all the flavours together. Allow the soup to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. This slow, gentle heat will meld the flavours together, creating a soup that's more than the sum of its parts. Adjust the seasoning with salt to taste. The salt will not only enhance the flavours but also balance the tanginess of the olives. Finally, ladle the soup into bowls. The dark broth speckled with bits of olives and herbs is a sight to behold, but we're not done yet. A sprinkle of fresh parsley adds a pop of colour and a fresh, vibrant note that contrasts beautifully with the deep, savoury flavours of the soup. There you have it, a bowl of warm, comforting black olive and pepper soup. But wait, we still have another soup to explore. Before we proceed to our next recipe, let's take a brief journey through a timeless tale. Once in a peculiar town, a policeman punished a mischievous tiny man by force-feeding him mixed soup. Unexpectedly, the tiny man, blessed with immortality, returned years later. He enlightened the policeman about empathy, transforming him from a punisher to a seeker of justice. This tale underscores that life, like soup, is a melange of diverse experiences shaping our journey. Now let's continue on our culinary adventure with the Nettle soup. Leaving the Mediterranean behind, our culinary journey transports us to the verdant green fields as we delve into Recipe H in our book, Culinary Tales, a flavourful journey. The distinctive nettle soup awaits us. This soup, an undiscovered treasure, boasting vibrant hues and a wealth of nutrients. Its earthy aroma and silky texture transform it from an ordinary soup to a gastronomic exploration. For Recipe H, your checklist should include fresh young nettle leaves, an onion, a couple of garlic cloves, a sizable potato, a leek, a carrot, and a celery stalk. Additionally, you'll need some vegetable broth, a splash of olive oil, salt, and pepper to season. And for a zesty twist, keep some lemon wedges within reach for serving. Gathering these ingredients mirrors preparing for an expedition, each one playing its part in reaching the final destination, a delicious bowl of nettle soup. Ingredients all set? Excellent. Now let's embark on the cooking phase. The freshness of the ingredients promises a soup that's both nutritious and delicious. Let's start cooking. We begin with heating a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in a pot. As the oil shimmers with heat, we introduce the onions and garlic to the pot, sautéing them until they soften and release their inviting aroma. Next, we welcome the leeks, carrots, and celery to the pot. This colourful medley of vegetables cooks together, each ingredient lending its unique flavour to the mix. As they start to soften, we add in the diced potato, stirring well to ensure every piece is coated in the aromatic mixture. The next step involves pouring in the vegetable broth. The broth brings with it a depth of flavour, transforming the pot's contents into a comforting soup. We let this simmer until the vegetables are tender, their flavors having had time to meld together beautifully. Now it's time for the star of our soup to make its entrance. We carefully add the washed and chopped nettle leaves, their vibrant green color contrasting beautifully against the soup's base. These cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, just enough time for them to soften and release their unique earthy flavor. Once the nettles have cooked, we puree the soup until it's smooth, using an immersion blender or blender. The soup transforms into a velvety mixture, its texture as inviting as its color. Now, it's all about fine-tuning. We season the soup with salt and pepper, adjusting the consistency with more broth if needed. This is your chance to make the soup truly your own, tweaking it to your taste. And there you have it. Serve this hot, optionally garnishing with a squeeze of lemon juice to add a zesty freshness that complements the earthy tones of the soup. Voila! A bowl of vibrant nettle soup, a true celebration of nature's bounty. 2 soups, 2 different flavors, but both equally delightful. We've embarked on a culinary journey today, crafting 2 sumptuous soups from scratch. The black olive and pepper soup, a celebration of Mediterranean flavors, combined the richness of black olives with the aromatic allure of thyme, oregano, and freshly ground black pepper. Together with a hearty vegetable broth and a garnish of fresh parsley, we've created a soup that's both comforting and invigorating. On the other hand, the nettle soup introduced us to the unique taste of fresh young nettle leaves. Combined with a medley of vegetables like leek, carrot and potato, then seasoned with salt and pepper, the soup came alive with its vibrant green hue and earthy undertones. A touch of lemon juice at the end added a refreshing twist. Thank you for joining this culinary journey. Stay tuned for more adventures in the kitchen. Until then, happy cooking! Are you ready for our next culinary adventure? Our journey is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. The screen reveals an old British lady, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. Her excitement is infectious, and you can't help but share her enthusiasm. Time, we'll take a trip to the heart of Britain, preparing a vegan favourite, beer-battered tofu with a side of crispy onion rings and chips. It's a dish that's close to my heart, and I can't wait to share it with you. The screen then transitions to a tantalising image of the upcoming dish. The golden batter of the tofu contrasting with the vibrant chips. That's not all. We'll also be exploring a vegetarian delight, a hearty bean burger, complete with mouth-watering sauces that promise a feast for your senses. The screen once again changes, this time showing a close-up of the bean burger, its rich colours making your mouth water. Stay tuned for these delicious recipes. Until then, keep cooking and enjoying the culinary journey. See you soon. Before we draw the curtains on this episode, let's spare a moment to discuss an element that can take any dish several notches higher: quality sauces. The screen transitions to various images of exotic sauces, each one appearing more tantalizing than the last. In the culinary sphere, sauces hold a pivotal position. They have the potential to morph a basic dish into a gastronomic pleasure. The screen presents a plate of simple pasta, followed by a ladle pouring a robust tomato sauce over it, transfiguring it from unexciting to irresistibly appealing. There are numerous sauces available that can inject complexity and zest to your meals. Let's delve into a few. The screen shifts to represent 4 distinct sauces: bechamel, hollandaise, tomato, and pesto. Each of these sauces boasts its own unique flavour and can be integrated into a variety of dishes. And the cherry on top, you can whip them up at home. The screen exhibits a swift montage of the steps to prepare each sauce. But remember, not all sauces are created equal. Some can make you feel like you're on cloud 9, whilst others, well, let's just say they can result in an unanticipated trip to the lavatory, and will demonstrate exactly what we mean. The screen dissolves to black, concluding the scene.